been a while since I've popped any content together, and there are a couple of reasons behind that. And I'm not even going to go into too much detail about it because that's not what this video is about. The point is, I was ill and I ended up with a stress fracture in my knee, so I couldn't even ride. The byproduct of these two actions, I just got really, really depressed. Cycling for me has never really been about the miles, the Strava segments, or the kit, or this, that, and the other. It's more about keeping my brain in check and just stopping me from going a bit mad. And when that's taken away, I tend to get a bit blue and a bit depressed and start retreating, and then you kind of get caught in this vicious cycle of I need to exercise, can't be bothered to exercise, don't see the point in exercising, blah, 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 blah. And the worst part about it is you know for a fact that you'll feel better after going out for a ride or going out to exercise, but you're stuck. So that's where I've been, just stuck. So while I was sat there in this kind of low patch, I was thinking about something I parked about 18 months ago, and that's low testosterone. I don't know whether it's like a gut feeling or the marketing demographic that I seem to have aged into now, but the more I kind of thought about low testosterone and the more I investigated it, the more it kind of made me feel a bit uncomfortable, really. So now the issue is, when I looked into it, the sexual health side of it. So fewer to no morning erections, low libido, check, check. Then the physical changes, less muscle, more belly, check and check. And then like there's the energy and sleep, fatigue, low mood, and just really, really, really rubbish sleep. Check, 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 all them checks. Then you've got the mental and emotional side of it, where you've got mood swings, anxiety, low mood. It's just all of these things that kind of compounded together. I needed to go to the GP, basically. So ticking just about every box on the symptom list, I went to my GP. Now, here is a number worth knowing. Testosterone is measured in, ready for it? Nanomoles. Don't know what a nanomole is, but it's measured in them. Now, the guidelines UK doctors tend to follow is that anything under 8 nanomoles tends to need to be treated. That 8 to 12 is kind of a grey area, and yeah, it warrants some investigation. Anything above that, normal. So bear in mind, we've got those 3 brackets. Under 8 needs treating. 8 to 12, they might trial some kind of treatment with you. Above 12, you're fine, basically. I went to my GP, got tested, and it came back at 12.1. 0.1. It was a bit of a blow to come in 0.1 over the grey zone, knowing that I might have got some answers, some investigation, maybe some trial treatments. 0.1, a rounding error away from, well, help, basically, is the way I thought of it. And the worst part is, like, my GP didn't even follow it up with anything. I literally had to find out by going on the NHS app, looking at my results, saw the note, normal, no follow-up needed. It was a bit of a kicker, really. Sitting so close to where I could have potentially got some help, some trial treatment, it hurt, like, and it really didn't help with the anxiety and the low mood portion of the symptoms. So yeah, it's just one of them things. And so I basically did what most blokes do, and I kind of said, well, just suck it up and just kind of, you're clearly all right, just crack on. So that's kind of what I did. I just carried on. I have a problem with just cracking on with it. The symptoms didn't fade. Over the next 12 months, they grew. So somewhere in that 12 months of my symptoms getting worse, I made the fatal error of clicking on one of those low testosterone adverts on Facebook. It's Men Manual then, I think it's Voy now. And I watched the video, I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of relatable. Yeah, and skipped off it, didn't think any fun of it. but they had me. The algorithm had got me. So from then on, it was a slew of low testosterone adverts, hair replacement, and I think it was, what was it, you're going great. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you just basically pointing out all my insecurities. Thanks, Facebook. You're doing the Lord's work. So eventually, one of the adverts got me. Marketing. And it was like Men Manual, Voy again, those lot. I think it was like 30 quid for a home test kit. So I jumped on it, broke out PayPal, bought one. Test came, really easy, like pinprick, put some blood in a little pot, sent it off for testing. I didn't really know what I was kind of expecting. I had that benchmark of 12.1 in my head. I thought it might have gone down a bit. The process for Voy, Men Manual, I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. You sign up on the app, you pay your money, they send you the kit, you do the kit, you send it off, they test it, and they give you the results on the app. 2 days later, I had a little notification on the app, pinged it up, 7.56 nanomoles was the latest result, and I'm like, whoa, that's a considerable drop from the 12.1. What do you do? Now, what that 30 quid had actually paid for was the testing and the information and all that kind of stuff. But in my head, it was more valuable. It was the validation. It was there is something here. We definitely need to get this sorted. Herein lies the problem. So then the app pinged up with a new message. We recommend you do an enhanced blood test. It'll just cost you $79.95. Say what now? Yeah, another $79.95. At this point, kind of alarm bells started ringing. I'm like, is the initial one real? Are they just trying to fleece me here? When you're feeling low and there is another barrier, another paywall to somewhere where you could kind of get help, it really doesn't help. Now, to be fair here, I am not calling Men Manual, Voy, that group, for their practices. I'm really not. They obviously have to do their due diligence. The problem is, it's when you're at that stage, you're quite mentally fragile. And I feel it's not clear enough about the steps that you're gonna have to take by going through a private route through Voy. I'm more than sure it states somewhere that if your test is low, then you will have to do an enhanced test. It's not that clear. Yeah, they kind of basically make out that you have a low result, we can give you some testosterone. It's not how it works. It's not how it should work either, I might add. I'll also state that Voy is obviously a private route. You know, you're going to be paying in excess of £100 a month for your treatment. And I just thought, actually, you know, if I'm falling below that 8 nanomoles, I should be getting this on the NHS. I should be paying my standard prescription price, and that's it. So that's where the next stage goes. During this process, there's something I want to mention. The company I work for, they offer private healthcare through salary sacrifice. Now, without that, I don't know where I would be in this journey of finding a treatment with the NHS. The private route has got me answers in weeks, whereas NHS could take months. Not everybody has access to that, so I just thought it was something worth mentioning. So after explaining the situation to the private GP, they requested another blood test. The results came back low. But before they spoke about doing any kind of treatment, they wanted to request one more, which was a contrast MRI of my pituitary gland. Why the brain? Well, when your testosterone's low, it isn't always the downstairs problem. It potentially could be in your pituitary gland. It's the little gland sits at the base of your head, tells your body to make testosterone. Could be goosed. I mean, the upshot around this is that the GP told me whatever the result was, we would probably be looking at TRT regardless. Now, MRI tube, I am properly claustrophobic, and the thought of my head in a tube for any amount of time is just anxiety overload. But something had to change. Like, I couldn't carry on how I was. So I strapped on my big boy pants, put my head in a cage, got fired into a tube. They don't fire you, they just move you. And I got my head scanned. So after a week, I got my results back, and there was nothing wrong. Everything was fine with my pituitary gland. So that was a big relief, because, well, again, through that time, you've got more thoughts go around your head. What if my head's going to explode? But no, everything was fine. So then we could start discussing actual treatment. Now we're discussing treatment, which is amazing. The validation that there is actually something wrong and there is treatment for it is immense. It's just such a weight lifted off your mind. The next stage is making a decision on how I want my treatment, which is the option of having a gel, a 3-month injection in your butt. Those two options are actually available on the NHS and will cost you the price of a standard prescription in the UK. The private route is, I think it's anywhere between 110 and 140 pounds a month, and that's for a self-injection. You can have a weekly injection or a daily microdose. To be perfectly honest with you, and I'm an absolute wuss when it comes to needles. I know I have a ton of tattoos, but needles just terrify me. I don't know why. So I opted for the gel. Where I'm at right now is this little bad boy. Testo gel. It sounds so manly. But that's it. It's just, starts off your first week is 1 pump, rub it in. After the first week, 2 pumps, done. I've just done my first week, so there's no real change yet. I believe we've got a few weeks. After 6 weeks, another blood test to check my levels again to see where I'm at, and then we'll kind of reassess from there. Fun times. So with my new protocol, that's where this story really begins. Because here's the thing, I'm not telling you all of this at the bottom of a hole. As I film this, my knee's finally strong enough to ride again. Nothing like crazy, just a couple of light commutes to ease back in. But it's a start. It's the first pedal strokes back towards normal. Here's another thing I want to say. Whilst I'm just getting back into riding again, even before I started the gel, you know, even at this point, getting a diagnosis, having a doctor look at me in the eye and say, yeah, there's actually something wrong here, that alone has done something to my head, like the validation of it. Because when you feel like that for long enough, flat, foggy and disconnected, you start to wonder if it's just you, if you're making excuses, if you should just get a grip. And finding that no, it wasn't just me, that there's a genuine, measurable medical reason for it, that was more of a relief than I expected. Because here's what low testosterone actually took from me. Looking back, it took my mojo, my enthusiasm for things that I used to love, the lust for life, the adventure that, used to honestly be a big part of who I am. It just quietly disappeared. My drive to be fit and healthy, to get out the door and do something worth doing, it just evaporated. And it affected my relationships too, the way I show up for my family, my friends. I haven't been the version of myself that I wanted to be, not for a while. I've just felt flat. So this isn't just a TRT diary, it's about finding my way back, reopening a chapter I thought I'd lost. Or maybe starting a new one that feels like the old one, starting to love who I am again. So this is me, back on it, knee strapped, ego intact, going slow, not caring who overtakes me. And do me a favour, drop me a little comment if you're going through something similar, if you jumped on TRT and whether it's helping. But for now, stay safe and ride on.